Hi, also, I'm going to pull a card from the Spirit Oracle, the Animal Spirit Oracle from Colette Baron Reed, because I've just been getting a lot of communication from um, animals right now, from my own animal, my cat Minnie, from the birds, from squirrels, loads of different animals right now, from dreaming and being spoken to by the white tiger asking to come in and work in terms of a soul school program that I'm running right now. So just being magnified is that right now we're really connected, we're really connecting deeply into Mother Earth, into back into nature, back into connection with animals, back into connection with all that is sacred on this planet. Through our connection with animals, we can really start to feel the truth about what source is, which is absolute love, joy, goodness, loyalty. So let's just see what do the spirit animals have to communicate, because they are really coming forward. Okay, 2 minutes there. They're really coming forward for me right now. So I just want one, or maybe a couple of cards actually. Okay, well, we have one here. Oh, interesting. We have the horse spirit. Freedom is yours, and it's a number 33. So I'm just going to have a look at it and just see what messages are being communicated, what I'm intuitively. Hmm. Okay, I'm seeing, like, when I look at this horse, it's like lately when I've been seeing pictures of animals and I've become aware of an animal spirit like the white tiger, and then I'm looking at a picture of the white tiger, I can actually start to see, when you look into the eyes of the picture, it's almost like from that connection into the eye of the picture, into the eye of the animal staring back at me, I'm getting a telepathic communication, which is not from the mind. So it's not reading the mind, it's actually coming from the heart space. And as I look into this, this is exactly what I see. I see this horse and it's communicating into my soul. It's like looking at me, and it's showing me that it's awake, that it's aware, that it is part of source consciousness, that it is a guide to us humans, that many animals that are here on this planet are here guiding humans. I became very aware of that with my cat Minnie, and Minnie's brother Freddie, who died last year and moved into spirit. And I know now, because I have seen him come through and he's given me messages, that he is a guide now on the other side and he's coming through other spirit animals. And I've even noticed my cat Minnie, and I can see that shape shifting is happening. I know that she changes her behaviour, and she's changed since Freddie died. And I don't mean in like she's depressed. In that, there'll be moments when I feel a shift in her energy, and I feel that Freddie has come into her body and he's shape shifting, and he comes through and he brings me messages. And he works with Minette to guide me and lead me and bring me messages which are being communicated to the heart. So they are part of our awakening, our animals around us. So you may actually be, if you've got animals yourself, you may actually be feeling this yourself, that you can feel this deeper connection that is growing when it comes to animals, when it comes to our animals, when it comes to nature, that we are feeling more connected in it, that we are feeling ourselves being drawn to spend more time with our animals or more time in nature. And we may not understand why logically, but it's because we are starting to open up again to communication with the elemental realms, to spirit animals, to trees, and obviously, spirit animals, well, they come through and they embody in animals, just like us as souls, as spirits come through and embody in physical form, so we can find that our tribe is closer than we thought. I came to the realization, well, I have done many times, that my cats are my guides, are part of my team, but that realization just deepened, and it went up another level in the last few days through the synchronicities that I was shown through source, through spirit animals, and through animals that I am interacting with physically. So yeah, so are you feeling a closer bond? That is because you are shedding off layers of the false self. You are reconnecting back to more of the true self, the soul self. Therefore, you're opening up the communication lines to nature, to animals. And there's a lot that animals can teach us, not least to slow down and move with the rhythms of nature, which is our inner rhythms, not the rhythms that are dictated to us and set for us by this slave system. And I know that might not feel possible for everyone. It might feel out of reach because you might be working really hard, 9 till 5, feeling like you've got to do this job. And all I can say is that everybody, I believe this, every single person has seeded within them a blueprint, a path that is filled with joy, meaning, intimate connections, doing something that lights you up, and then that light is then shared with the collective. We all have that within us. We just have to start opening up to that is the truth. Instead of putting all these obstacles in our way of, we put all these obstacles in our way. In fact, I was with a friend, and I know she won't mind me saying this, and she's always had a dream of moving to France. And strangely, 4 or 5 years ago or something, she actually bought a place in Spain, which I actually thought was interesting at the time because I knew she wanted to be in France, but I didn't sort of question it, and I didn't really think that much of it neither. And then anyway, it ended up being a real nightmare actually for her. Just so much problems. They got squatters were in there. I think that was twice. It was just so many things were going wrong. It's like you look back now and you can see literally they were being rerouted by source, right? So they'd made a choice to go to Spain. I'm not saying that was a wrong choice at all. It was maybe something they actually needed to go through in order to start awakening to all the programs that were blocking them from opening up and receiving their dream, their heart's desires, right? Which was to live in France. So through that, there's been so many challenges, so much. They've had to go through so much actually as a couple, and I think they've really grown and become closer. And now, they said to me the day the Spain house is finally sold, and I was like, oh, amazing! It's like obstacles are being removed. I made a video about this, I think at the end of December, or early this year, where I was getting this download that I got this vision that obstacles are being removed in 2024. Obstacles are being removed for us all, and we're being we're tying up those karmic lessons, those false self lessons, and we're starting to heal and wake up and heal our wounds and start realizing we can have those lives. So we have to just open up to it. So she is now saying last night, like, oh, we are thinking about going to France. She said, but what if I get to France and my husband dies before me, then I'm stuck in France? And I was just like, wow. And then I didn't even have to say it. And she was like, oh my God, I'm just putting obstacles in my way. And I was like, exactly. I was like, what if you go there and you have like 30 years, 40 years of bliss, and no matter what, you can always come home? She's like, yeah, I know. And it's just those little fears that come up. But we have to open up first to know that we can have a life like that. That is what Source intends for us. Source does not intend for us to be slaves and miserable. No, so we just have to open up to it and just start seeing, like this card is saying, that there is a new connection forming. Our spirit animals are really important to us right now. Look to our animals for just spending time with them. We're just spending time with them, then we're going to start connecting to our hearts, right? What do animals help us to do? They help us connect into our heart space. We feel this love, protection, this deep reverence for our animals usually, right? And actually, I start to realize, as I was looking into my animal's eyes, a few years ago, and it's been building, that I can literally see myself being reflected back. And we can start to see that care and nurture and nourishment that we put on our animals, that we can also feed that back to ourselves as well. And as we start to do that, we start to connect, we start to be shown what our path is, and we start to be led. So we can just make small adjustments every day. It doesn't have to be anything major. You know, I completely changed my life from working full time in finance. You know, I'd spent 22 years cultivating that career, but I knew it wasn't in my heart. So I started following my guidance, I started following my heart, and I've had to go through a lot of challenges and a lot of healing. And the key is healing, it literally is. When you focus on your healing, and animals can help us to do that. And we've been shown that animals are really prominent in our healing right now, and being in nature as well, so that we are around animals and nature, around the mother, getting that nourishment, getting that nurturing. In doing that, we start to dissolve all the programs that stop us from feeling worthy of our dreams. So, yeah, so hopefully that was a nice little message for today.